What is going on, you guys? I'm back to a brand new video. So I'm back to recording with the iPad mini. This is actually how I first started to make YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start using this again. Either that or I'll be using this is what I've also been using to record. This is a shattered screen LG Stylo 2 that I bought off my cousin for like 20 bucks. It gets the job done. It has I found a really great video editing app, so yeah, that's pretty much what I've been using. That combined with a phone tripod, it works. You know, it works at least until I get myself another computer so I could use my Yeti mic and my webcam. So yeah. So today I got some good old-fashioned video games news for you guys, but it's not old news. It's actually something really recent that just happened. So it turns out that Square Enix, my favorite video game developers, you know, they made my favorite game of all time, Kingdom Hearts 2. So I'm super excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. So they are apparently going to be working on a so-called Avengers project. So I guess they're going to be working with Marvel to make a Avengers video game. Now they did show a little teaser trailer. I'll see if I put the link in the description for that. It was, you know, like, I don't know, maybe like less than a minute, like 30 seconds or something like that, 40 seconds, not too sure. So they showed, like, in the trailer you could see like Captain America's shield like on the floor covered in like rubble and everything. Then you see Thor's hammer like stuck to the ground, and Iron Man's like arm piece, whatever, like destroyed pretty much on the floor. So I can't really say what type of game is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be an action RPG. I have a feeling it's gonna be action RPG, which would be really cool. Or is it gonna be like a something like Marvel Ultimate Alliance kind of deal where you can switch in between characters and stuff like that? Again, we know nothing of this except that they're now going to be working with Marvel to make a Avengers project. Now it was actually from a tweet from Square Enix that says Square Enix releases a announcement, teaser trailer, whatever you want to call it, announcing a game partnership leading with the Avengers project. And then it had like a hashtag reassemble. So I'm really curious on what they're going to like do with this game. Visually, I know the game's going to be beautiful. Story wise, Square Enix has been lacking when it comes to storytelling in their games, to be honest. Like ever since they lost the original writers from like way back in the PS1 days. Actually, no, yeah, it was way back in PS1 days. The original writers also made a game on the 360 called Lost Odyssey. The writers for Lost Odyssey were the original writers for Square Enix when it came to like the Final Fantasy games or whatever else game they pretty much made. So that's pretty much like right after that, after they left. The game's storylines for games for them kind of went downhill in a way, especially with like games like Final Fantasy 13, and I haven't played 15 yet, but from what I've heard, it's wasn't exactly mind blowing, wasn't like the best. They could have done better. I'm still gonna play the game either way, but that's at least what I've heard. So in other news, we actually got a little bit of an update on Project Scorpio. Now there was like a little tweet conversation going on between Phil Spencer and a couple, I guess, Xbox fans and stuff like that. So there was pretty much like a confusion to whether or not like the console will be able to run games in native 4K, because the only way today you can get native 4K on like all your games is on a high-end gaming PC. Which now, compared to like back when 4K first started, is I believe about a grand or slightly under a grand now. I could be mistaken, but from what I've last checked, at least, like if you get yourself like a GTX 1080 or 1080 Ti when that comes out, now that graphic card can run to about I think it was about like $400, $300, something like that. I could be mistaken. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. Again, I haven't like looked into like PC parts or anything like that. It's been a while since I've had my PC. Well, since I sold my PC actually. But I believe to build a 4K capable gaming PC, it's about a little under 1,000, I believe. But that's just like from what I remember. If I'm wrong, you guys could just let me know. So from all the confusion, actually, Xbox boss Phil Spencer ended up tweeting back to the fans and that were concerned, letting them know that they pretty much had nothing to worry about. Now, on a tweet, Phil Spencer was asked if Scorpio will run games in native 4K, and Phil replied by saying simply yes. That's all he tweeted was yes. So now here's the thing: he can say yes, but the thing is that like the PS4 Pro, a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't run games at native 4K. It's just, you know, like upscaled to 4K and all that stuff. And honestly, there's actually a few games that run at native 4K. One example is The Last of Us, remastered on and now yes, that was a PS3 game that was remastered, but runs at native 4K still and runs at 60 frames. So again, it can run games at native 4K, and surprisingly that ran at 60 frames per second, which was pretty awesome, and it looked beautiful, definitely. Now I also got to see Titanfall 2 on the PS4 Pro, which actually looked pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looked really, really crispy clear. Another one that I got to see was Call of Duty, I was about to say Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That game also looked very, very crispy on there. I don't know if it was, you guys don't know if it was native 4K or if it was just like upscale 4K, but either way, it looked really nice. It looked excellent, I thought. So the PS4 Pro, yes, it's just like a double like buff upgrade for the original PS4, but I mean it gets the job done somewhat. You know, it would have been nice if they went, you know, the Scorpio way and just did something better, more powerful, you know, and have the PS4 Pro to be more, you know, obviously for more affordable and stuff like that. And even though, like, let's say they made a PS4 4K Pro, like an actual 4K native 4K system, most likely price wise it probably would have been $500 or $600, but they will still have the PS4 original, as you know, if you don't want to spend that much but you still want to play the games and want to play them like 1080p stuff like that, then you get the original PS4. Now, Phil also replied by saying, honestly, my focus is just on getting games ready to show and play. So by this E3, we're definitely, hopefully, you know, they don't just shove Call of Duty and Madden and FIFA. Not that you know, I don't know if I have any sports viewers out there, stuff like that, but I'm just not a like sports video game kind of person. To me, I don't know, I just find them boring, but that's just me, you know, not every gamer's the same. But hopefully, you know, they show us maybe a few new IPs, maybe a little teaser at Gears of War 5. That'd be pretty sweet, because Gears of War 4, you know, like Gears of War 4, the story at the end was, I mean, it lets us know there's a continuation, but that's pretty much it, you know. I mean, now I gotta wait until Gears of War 5 just to get more info on that. But for like a list of games I'd like to see, I'm gonna probably save that for another video. But hopefully they don't like, they need to tell us, they need to, first of all, they need to show us what the name of the console is, what it looks like, how big is it the size of like 2 VCRs, well, we already pretty much know somewhat how powerful it is. I want to see some actual gameplay. You know, I don't want to see indie games or something like that running, oh, this game runs at native 4K, look how beautiful it looks, and it's just an indie game that anything could pretty much run it at 4K. So I don't want to see that. I want to see something big, new, and amazing. Maybe the new Prey game they could show running on Project Scorpio, running native 4K. That would be amazing. Now, if it's going to be running at native 4K, how much of visuals do they have to sacrifice? That I'm not too sure, but I mean, when you think about it, with Project Scorpio, I have a feeling, first of all, they can make it as powerful, you know, as a high-end gaming PC, right? And make it not really, I don't know if they're going to really make it affordable. It'll probably be like $600, to be honest. But you'll have the Xbox One S as another option, as the cheaper option if you want to do, if you can't really afford or don't really want to spend that much on a true like native 4K system. I guess you would get like something like the Xbox One S, which is like what I have. So I guess maybe they'll do it like that, or honestly, I don't know, maybe. So pretty much the only thing I'm really nervous about when it comes to Project Scorpio is the price. Not really the what's under the hood of the system, but more the price. I know it's going to be up there. I definitely know it's going to be up there. You can't have and say it has all this power and it's going to be native 4K like for games and stuff like that. And put it at like a $400 price tag. Now, if it's gonna be $400, holy crap, or like 450, I'm thinking 500, honestly. I don't. Microsoft isn't known to take a loss, when they make a system. They know people are gonna buy it in the end. I just hope when they show it and announce it, give us a price and everything, I hope it's really worth it. If it is 500, then make it worth 500. Then make it worth it. Like, it has to be native 4K. The games have to look beautiful. Don't give us like native 4K and it's running at super low settings or something like that. They're not going to do that, obviously. The game has to look like crispy and it has to look good. If not, then what the heck was the point of making the darn thing? Actually, Xbox marketing boss Aaron Greenberg said that Scorpio will offer graphical fidelity on a level never seen before on a console. So it's pretty much true. Like, even the PS4 Pro, yes, it can run some games native 4K. We haven't really seen a system to like really take advantage of 4K. So hopefully that's Project Scorpio, but we gotta wait and see. He also said, now this is something that is really getting me thinking here, but he also said people who have spent thousands of dollars on a high-end PC are getting that experience. So apparently, and the thing is, I know a few people that have spent that much and more on their computer to get 4K gaming, like to get the best out of their like PC and stuff like that. Now again, that has me thinking of the price tag. Like, what is it going to be? How much is this thing going to cost? If you're telling me that I'm going to get the same experience that people who spent thousands of dollars on their gaming PC, I'm gonna get that same experience. So like, if someone who spent like maybe like $1,000, $2,000 on their gaming PC and they're playing 4K gaming at 60 frames, max settings, all that stuff, am I gonna get that experience, or am I gonna get something close to that experience? So I believe I can get native 4. I believe you guys are gonna give us native 4K. I believe that. What I'm scared of again is the price, but I'm also scared about the visuals, like, because to get that resolution, I have a feeling you're going to be sacrificing some visuals unless this thing is as really powerful as you're claiming it to be. But again, it's a new year, so that means this is going to be a year for E3 and all these other companies. Now, to be honest, with C3, no idea what the heck PlayStation is going to be doing. Most likely, they'll just be focusing on games for VR and PlayStation 4 Pro. Maybe they'll show us more like God of War, a couple new IPs they're working on, maybe The Last of Us 2. Mainly, I think Sony's just, for this C3, is just going to focus on the software. That's pretty much it. Unless they randomly announce PS Vita 2, because then I'll just drop everything and just get that. Now, Xbox, obviously, they're going to focus on Project Scorpio, and also like talk about like its specs and all this other stuff, maybe the user interface and all that, and also show us a few games. So maybe we'll launch with the system. And then Nintendo, they already showed the system and everything. They'll probably show us maybe like a few updates they'll make to the system by then. Like we're changing the user interface maybe, and we're adding this and that, adding Netflix and maybe Twitch streaming. That'd be pretty awesome. YouTube app and stuff like that. We could upload directly to YouTube. That'd be really, really awesome. But also they're going to be focusing on the games, definitely. Nintendo has to focus on the games this coming E3. They have to. Yes, you can talk about, like maybe a few updates you'll be adding to the system, as like a little bit extra for you guys. But I need to see the games. Regardless, I'm getting a Switch. And I'm going to enjoy it, whatever games are coming out for it. I want to play, definitely, I Am Setsuna, Legend of Zelda, Puyo Puyo Tetris. That game, I love Tetris, first of all. And Puyo Puyo Tetris looks so much fun, especially when you're playing with multiple people that at least enjoy puzzle games like that, like I do. It's definitely a game for me, so that's definitely a game I'm going to look into buying. What else? Mario Kart, definitely. But anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna really focus on Switch right now. I'm gonna save all that for another video and for E3. But right now, Project Scorpio definitely has me thinking of what it's gonna offer, what it's gonna look like the size of it and stuff like that. Is it gonna have a 4K, like player just like the Xbox One S does? hard drive space. This thing definitely has to be, at least, forget 500 gigs. We need at least a terabyte of storage space on these systems. My Xbox One S is a Gears of War edition, it has 2 terabytes, and I freaking love that it has all that storage. I even download the most randomest crap of games on there, even the ones I don't even really like. So last but not least, one thing I want to address here is something that a developer had said. So one of the developers who worked on Ori and the Blind Forest recently said Scorpio is a full-blown next-gen machine, while PlayStation 4 Pro is a half-assed upgrade. Dang, that actually that really sucks. You had to pretty much say that, but man, since I'm guessing this developer's seen what the Project Scorpio can do, as well as Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer also got to play, test out the Project Scorpio, test out how the games will run on there and everything like that. And he was impressed by it too as well, but he has to be impressed. Xbox boss. But for a developer to say this, I mean, dang, this thing must be really powerful. This thing, it must be really powerful. I hope he's not just saying that because they put Ori and the Blind Forest 2 on there and it says, man, this thing is a beast. Yeah, no. But I mean, I'm gonna for a developer to say this about a console, a system, I'm definitely gonna, somewhat take their word for it on like the power of this system. I definitely can't wait to see what it can offer. I'm so excited for E3. Now, but here's the thing: are they going to announce this system, like show what it is and everything before E3? Kind of like what Nintendo and Sony did, where they had their own little conference early in the year, or they're just gonna save it for E3, the biggest event for gamers, and show it there. To me personally, I think they should show it ahead of time. That way, when E3 comes, they can focus on games. But then again, I don't really know how much they would have to show at E3 if they do that. But in the end, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens this year. I'm really excited about this. Even though I'm really broken, I can't really afford a Project Scorpio. But I guess we'll just wait and see what happens during the year. But yeah, hopefully it releases around the holidays. Definitely. Maybe get some good bundle deals, who knows, or trade-in deals, whatever it is. Because I know a lot of people probably look into that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you have anything like you want to mention or let me know that you've read up on or your opinions on this, let me know in the comments down below. I always read them. And also make sure to subscribe for more content. And I'll catch all you people at another time, another video.